What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 18 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded King Louen campaign. So as we saw last time, we faced off against the Depth Guard in a Skull Island battle, and though the replay left something to be desired in the sense that it was a little bit bugged out, it was still a pretty nice battle. I always love watching those Depth Guard in action and facing off against the dual-handed sword-wielding questing knights. That was lovely to see. And we left the episode off with an attack on the churning Gulf Raiders led by Mad Mullitson, also in the sea, so we'll be getting another battle right about now. Alrighty, well, Raponce is ready, but out of the fog, you know who else is ready? Our brand new units, these defenders of the realm. I take it these guys are supposed to be like Knights of the Realm, but dismounted. And, oh wait, but they have swords rather than lances. Yeah, it's just the, just appearance-wise, they look like Knights of the Realm. But anyway, it's gonna be nice to see how effective these guys are gonna be in combat at 15,000 HP. They're a tier 3 unit with 100 entities and 48 and 43, pretty decent stats even without the potential buffs that paladins give them. Plus they're so gloriously colorful with all that different heraldry and armor all over the place, and that one looks kind of like a guitar or a key. What was I saying before I got distracted? Something. I like these guys is what I was getting at, and we'll see how they fare against the enemy infantry line. The enemy infantry, after all, being much superior to ours, and the fact that the enemy has a couple of monsters, a frostworm, the feral mammoth, and I believe a pair of units of skin wolves to contend with. Should be a pretty fun battle, if nothing else, across these desert maps, which I also always do love. Like the snow maps, the desert maps are always awesome because they're bright and you can see everything, and there aren't annoying forests to get in your way. Nice buried statue here as well. Or head of a statue. Destroyed statue, you know what I mean. Anyway, I've lost sight of our main army here. We're gonna allow the enemy to approach and hopefully some of our own reinforcements to approach as well. We'll see how effective that is. Also, before I forget, with regards to episode length, as I like to say at the start, it depends on engagement. Campaigns do tend to get less engagement as they get older, and as interest wanes. This is normal. It happens to lots of guys, okay? Anyway, I'm just amusing myself as usual. Roughly 40-minute episodes are pretty standard across my other campaigns, after the first few episodes anyway. That said, we can continue doing like a threshold thing, and I don't know, every episode that gets above 200 likes and let's say 30 comments will be roughly an hour long rather than the standard 40 minutes. Let's do that, see how it goes, and then we can adjust as we go as well. Anyway, here come the Norskin forces about to hit our pile of newly summoned knights, which we're free to sacrifice. It looks like the enemy berserkers are going to take quite a bit of damage and due to the missile fire, whereas the peasants are definitely going to become less and less effective as the campaign goes, as in the peasant archers due to their lack of armor pierce and the much easier access the enemy will get. Enemies of various types will get to armored units. Units like berserkers and bigger entities will pretty much always be vulnerable to them, so, and that's still gonna be pretty okay. Anyway, let's see how our knights can hold off all of these units. It'll be marauders and berserkers, well, berserkers, as well as some axes and javelins that are going to thunk into the knights. Oh, it's so nice to see the melee knights as well, though. And granted, we've seen them a little bit so far with the questing knights dismounted last episode, but once again, it is the concern of them being of them having that, or causing that issue with the replay that remains, well, concern. Anyway, it looks like our knights are holding, and we're going to back them up with some men-at-arms with maces, a little bit of extra armor-piercing damage. We're going to try to focus down the feral mammoth, and the green knight has arrived on the field as well once again for one more battle, I want to say, as his duration is about to run out. We have the reinforcements coming in, but by the looks of it, we may not need them, as this is looking to be a reasonably short battle. And the Frostworm has been distracted up in the sky by one of our paladins, no Henri le Massif this time, but hopefully the single unit can handle it. We're also surrounding the enemy skinwolves with the beast slayers of Baston and the regular units of halberdiers, which should certainly be able to deal with them. Alrighty, Fey Enchantress has joined the fray. While we may not really bother using the units of our second army, other than the knights to chase enemies down, we can at least use the Fey Enchantress and the Green Knight. Green Knight having brought down that mammoth with the help of a little bit of peasant arrow fire, and the knights are still holding. Yeah, this summon ability really working. Very, very nice. And we've got a dams. Okay, you're moving a little bit too deep into that formation there. And it's going to be an issue, and here come the knights to chase down enemy units as they run while the rest of the fights continues. Now, don't these desert battles just look absolutely fantastic? There we go. And with Bretonnia looking all medievally, and Deus Volt is really intensifying here. Or Deus is vaulting hard. Anyway. Anyway, let's continue. Gotta love those shields of the Beast Slayers of Baston as well, and more shields will join them as we get a few of the other foot knights, or not foot knights, well, foot knights as well, but the foot squires later on. Berserkers are still fighting, but it looks like not for much longer, as the enemy army is very much in trouble, and every unit that routs just gets chased down by our knights and is prevented from escaping. But it looks like it'll be the peasants led by the summoned knights that are going to win this battle. It's also nice to see that the summoned knights are available even in the sea. I was well, I hadn't read what the ability does, in the sense that I was assuming it would only activate within our own territory. But if this is active everywhere, it's a very significant power-up. Anyway, with that, the last of the Berserkers shatter, and the enemy battle, or the enemy army, will rout and give us the day. Fantastic. We're going to chase them down as best we can, and it looks like the knights managed to absorb most of the damage here. 55 kills on you guys and 5.4k damage, and I want to take a look at their stats right now, because they'll disappear as soon as the battle is over. And 40 kills and 8,000 damage on you. Certainly outdid the peasants, but that's hardly surprising, but at the same time, they took all the hits for us. Another interesting thing about this is it changes slightly the configuration possibility of a few of our other armies. I was thinking with Adelard in particular, we might swap out the spears into polearms. I don't remember if I've already said that this episode, or we'll say it later, probably later. And if we do that, we'll still have the knights active with shields in front of them to take the hits as needed, which will be pretty great, since then we can get the armor-piercing effect of the halberds rather than needing the spears for their shield. Anyway, we're gonna chase the enemy down, and I'll do that off screen. Cool shots regardless. Man, I gotta say, I am impressed with just how much value we got out of those 2 unit of infantry knight summons. They were quite strong in being able to take the charge of the enemy marauder champions berserkers and whatnot, and significantly reduced our casualties, which would definitely have otherwise happened, as we didn't have the peasant mobs in front of the men-at-arms in this particular time due to the reinforcement order. Very, very nice. It does seem it'll be a significant power-up, and we now have it ready for the endgame scenario. We are going to... 3k. Do we need 3k? We might need 3k. Alright, ransom the captives again, Raponce. Let's see if that debuffs you, and that... Ooh, another Trickster Shard. Very nice, another student, also very nice. A Royal Pegasus for Esther Le Maréchal, which I believe means Esther is now good, yes? Where are you, Esther? Yes, you're at level 13, which means you are maxed out. Well, not maxed out, but we don't need to upgrade you any further. At least we don't need to leech any further. You can, I guess, sit in El Haik, as that will be your... yeah, that'll be the place where you sit. Lovely. Lovely indeed. I want to get the other Trickster Shard too. I was gonna say the Fey Enchantress should probably hold it, as she's our biggest magic wielder, and you can have that. We also gotta figure out who to give the other Trickster's helm to, and I think I know who. Oh, Alberic? I actually have to wonder whether it would be more beneficial to give Alberic the... Oh, he doesn't even have armor. Well, that's just perfect. Yeah, we haven't been getting a lot of armors in this campaign. Lots and lots of weapons and stuff. Look at those. But no, very few armors. He currently has the Seed of Rebirth, just to give him a little bit of regen. We could also, in theory, if we wanted to, trade him out the Gilded Cuirass to give him regeneration that way. Or rather than the... Well, I guess he could, if he really wanted to, also combine it with the Seed of Rebirth, and then we could also put a damage reduction thing here. Hard to say. I mean, once he has... Oh, he already has Tempet. 8,000 HP? I was expecting more. How much does Louen have? Louen has about 10k, but I guess Alberic will climb higher as he gets more points in his fighty line. But anyway, obviously the higher HP units will benefit the most from regeneration. And due to the high increase of effective HP, we got about 6k on the Fey Enchantress, so not sure if it's being wasted there or not. And she's a smaller model as well, and won't be targeted nearly the same as Alberic will. But anyway, Albi, you are going through Quetex and then all the way to acquire your new knightly formation, 69 Valor, nice. Looks like we've been corrupted by Slaanesh already. Let's get... Ooh, I have a lot of these Heroism of Sympathies on these guys now. It's making me concerned because it's, if it is indeed bugged, oh, and then we should use knights as knights and then just use foot squires as, use foot squires as dismounted units. I'm just trying to count here. We have 2 Knights of the Realm like this. These are 3, so we can have 4. With Heroism of Sympathy, and then the rest of these guys should be Heroism of Indomitable. We'll obviously put at least a few of the peasant units into Alberic's army. Anyway, let's see if we can do this right. So, you two, come here. And you're proceeding to Alberic's. And then one of you will have to sail these extra questing knights out. Which one of you will it be? You're Sanguine, but we might keep you, so maybe we'll keep you here to leech Merovec. I guess we're gonna send you, bud. So let's do this. You are gonna trade. You need these 4 knights, and you need to trade all of this away. I guess not the peasants. We could just delete the peasants. Something like this. I guess we could just delete all the peasants here, but who knows? Might need an extra few. To give to Alberic, I mean. Alright, fine. Just keep, let's say... Keep the Pox Archers. Like so. Poison Archers, whatever. And frankly, we don't need the Mounted Yeoman here either, so let's take those. And in fact, I can keep one of the regular Archers. Rather than a Mounted Yeoman. Like that. Let's say. Alright, then we can delete you, and you. And yes, I'm sure we might need another army down here, but, well, we can do that later. If we, in fact, do need one. Merovec, you are good, so you're going to begin to sail out. Unless there was something else that needed to be transferred. Though I don't think that there is. Oh, we have more questing knights here, and these ones are at a higher level, too. We could grab those, or we could keep them here for now. I was only going to give these 4 to Raponce. You know what, you could just transfer those 4 to Raponce and I'll think about what to do with the rest. Therese, you are going to join Alberic. You're going to give him these extra units, and then he's going to be ready to go and conquer stuff. Good for him. Alrighty, who's up next? Louen. We know where you're headed. You're headed to Mousillon, which you can reach right now. Sit there, bud, and enjoy your time off for a total of 2 turns. And there isn't really much else for him to do. Oh, I guess we could stand outside the settlement and channel, so that at least when the endgame arrives, Louen is all maxed out. Adelard, you were going to join up with Avril Mercier. Yes. Alright, Avril, I would like you to go right here, on the edge of this territory. You don't actually need to be in camp, but it's too late now. And to Adelard, I would like to trade. Let's see. I mean, we're gonna get rid of 2 mounted yeomen, so let's get rid of them right now, and I think that was the only thing that we need to trade with him. The rest is going to Louen. We also got 2 more turns until we can get the Blessed Krebs, unfortunately. I'm just now thinking that we might want to get another lord in here to transfer the stuff so that we can keep recruiting. Louen is about to get the Pegasus Knights. Anyway, Adelard, you first, bud. And you can take the 2 questing knights. Get a little bit of armor piercing in this army, as otherwise it's going to struggle against a lot of units. It's already going to struggle against a lot of units because there's basically no armor piercing in here. Yeah, the peasants, the spear peasants. I might replace some of these spear peasants with all halberd peasants. Yeah, they'll lose the shields, but if we want to keep the various type of yeoman archers who lack armor piercing, they're gonna struggle even with basic grave guard, and that's pretty iffy. Anyway, let's see if there's any one of these guys we can summon to do any transfers. No more magnanimous types, huh? Well, that's a shame. We just get one of you. Melancholic. Anybody actually buff anything here? I think so. These guys are cheaper, so let's get you. Yasmina. You are going to... Can you move here slightly? Let's see if we can trade these units. Yes, we can, but I guess we could do that next turn anyway. Alright, you can keep recruiting here while you're at it. I guess the question is, who is it that you need to keep recruiting, if anybody at all? Oh, you know what? We're actually free to... Well, no. I was about to say free to transfer to Louen with the U, because we need to move to Kessel-Artois anyway, but that's in 2 turns. I think you can just freely move you yourself. Oh, but actually, you know what? I lied. Transfer everything, because Yasmina can then travel down and then give the rest of the stuff to the Fey Enchantress. And, while we're at it, we can build a few in 3 turns. Damn, I want to build some foot squires, but I guess we'll do that later. Alright, fine. That was a roller coaster of unit trading. Alright, let's keep going. Shadowheart is fine. The oppressors don't need to be moved because that's all they do. And Henri Le Massif, let's have you move back to Louen to meet up with him and then join his army. Plus, you have another hippogriff, so we can have Louen leading his paladins while Henri acts as his lieutenant and leads his air force as well with his 2nd hippogriff, which is nice. Plus, he'll give so much benefit to all his aerial units, which is also nice. Nice things are nice, go figure. Anyway, let's keep on moving. Wait, did I already move the Tech Thief? I did move the Tech Thief. Yes, okay. Can anybody reach this island? It's a mysterious island, so literally anybody can go there. You know what? If the mysterious island were to give us XP, we're probably better off sending one of you two to it, like so. And the Enchantress, you should probably stay near these guys. Yeah, I guess just stay together. I'm still concerned that something will attack them. Alright, I think we're okay with regards to that. We may ally with Khemri. It does seem that a lot of you guys think that Khemri might make for a decent ally. I'm just concerned that they'll be destroyed, and then in that case, there won't be much use. And allying with Khemri generally does carry some severe diplomatic penalties by virtue of how much everybody around them kind of dislikes them. Anyway, let's do the building upgrades, including you next turn. There, Messy Forcal, Gisero Gap. No, we're not wasting money on you. Irana Mountains, Bilbali. Yes, good. Montenas. Then we'll get the wine, the vintner, the Bretonnian fishing harbor / port, and then let's get another. I was about to say farm, but you know what? We're gonna go windmill here, and the reason for that is we want the adjacency bonus growth going into Astalia. Actually, speaking of Astalia, you no longer have a. Let's go Realm of Chivalry. Yeah, they no longer have that plague up, which means we're good, and can just reduce costs. Although I'm almost tempted to just go into Peasant's Duty regardless of the cost reduction. Costs aren't going to be all that severe here. You know what, go into the Peasant's Duty. I'd prefer the growth instead. Probably be more worth our time, and frankly, we're going to need the growth here. Although, wait, with the red territory, does this increase costs or no? Construction time and recruitment duration. I can keep it for now. As it is, and then, okay, your costs are going to be a little bit more up, so we'll wait on you, and then we'll switch a style afterwards. Anyway, I believe that's it, unless I'm mistaken, so let's quick deal to see if there is anybody that wants to trade or anything. I see that we found Karazakarak, but they're nearly dead. Interesting. Well, they're not going to be able to help us out against the endgame. And yeah, Vlad's going to get real strong, eh? Well, interesting. I think we're not going to ally with them at the current time. Tech, since we have the Lion-Hearted completed, and we can pick something else. As to what we're picking, let's just start with Decrees of Bretonnia, just for the buffs to melee attack for Lords and Embedded Heroes. I mean, that buffs a lot of Lords and Embedded Heroes. Frankly, we might want to get Death Grip's Decree for the endgame. I mean, it's only +4 leadership when fighting against vampire counts. It really isn't all that much in terms of buffs. But we can still do it. And then we'll start going through some economic stuff. Man, I think this is the only campaign where the economy is the part of the tree where I've ignored it, because I pretty much always do the economic side over the military side. Anyway, outpost in Erengrad. Yes. Outpost in Erengrad. And you have an outpost in Kislev itself. Assuming that it doesn't fall, of course, but build it. Might as well have those outposts, as I'd like to get some of their units. Maybe steal some Bear Riders and various Demigryphs, and just have all the Knight types in one. Well, I guess that's a reason to ally with Khemri to get Necropolis Knights, so that we could do the same thing with the Court of Libaros in turn. Alright, let's hope I didn't forget anything. And then there will be one turn until the endgame begins. Arcan the Black, you still want friendly stuff and non-aggression pack? Nobody. Oh, did his main stack lose to the Khemri main stack? Oh, that's fascinating. Man, Khemri's doing good. They've been fighting for survival and doing an impressive job of it, so I'm... Ah, the Green Knight has departed. Well, that's a shame. Seeing his duty to the Bretonnians completed, the Green Knight has faded once more into memory. To the vast majority of Bretonnians, his recent heroics are nothing more than tall tales. Yet to those who fought alongside him will know that although it is a dark age, it is still an age of heroes, and of legends made real. The Green Knight may be summoned each time. Cooldown turns remaining 10. Oh, so we won't have him for the endgame. Yeah, interesting. Alright, well... we'll have to do it. I guess that won't be the darkest hour, at least this particular scenario. We got one turn. Alright, so I would like you to move here to Blackstone Post. Yes, in March stance, but that's okay. Mostly because they can't move on the turn they're summoned. The enemies, I mean. Jisoro might be in something of a problematic situation, but that's okay. Questing Knights, so let's upgrade you to Heroism of Indomitable. Frankly, I really wish that you could re-upgrade them, like re-choose what thing they have. But oh well, not a big deal either. We need to move you, Yasmina. I guess we're gonna go this way. Oh, we could use you to potentially reinforce Jisoro. Yeah, let's do that. Oh wait, but I was gonna send you to Louen to trade him some more Pegasus Knights. Damn it. Alright. We'll do that. Louen, you are going to lose, I guess. These guys are our anti-large currently, our Knights of the Realm. Meaning we take away your Knights Errant. Yeah, somebody's gonna have a pile of Knights Errant. I don't know who yet, but it ain't gonna be you, Louen. We ain't gonna get rid of these. We'll be one Knight of the Realm short, but oh well. Let's go 1, 2, 3 from the Knights Errant, and that includes the Defenders of the Fleur de Lis, and I'll put the Pegasus Knights in there. Like so. I'm just wondering if there's anything else we should do with this, but I think we're okay. Good. Louen, sit right there. Yasmina, keep on traveling. You've got an appointment with the Fey Enchantress. And do we need to do anything with this? Buff our army in any way? That doesn't look like it. Some factions have commandments that increase the power of the forces within that particular location, but it looks like you're not one of them, so... Oh well. You are going to go.
My steps are guided.
And out at sea, down to the Fey Enchantress, together with the Green Knight, who needs to return as well. Looks like both Rapunzel and the Fey Enchantress have lost to the heroes of their armies. Alright, oppressors obviously don't need to move. Rapunzel will actually send you to grab the mysterious island in the hopes that you get the bonus XP.
I go hence.
Alright, get it, and power prescience, and just favorable winds. Not super helpful, but oh well. Alright, then we have one turn, but in reality we have several turns. So, the Fey Enchantress, we're gonna move you here. And it's about time we start heading towards Kofar. And then Rapunzel, I guess you're moving there as well. I probably could have had you channel a little bit for the... Oh, we got negative... Damn, everywhere we lose mana. Huh, it's still 10. We just moved from Al-Haik, which is -5 to... Oh, they're both -5. And it's doubled for whatever reason. Oh well, everybody, move out. Try to stick together so you don't die. Mary Lachasse and Esther, we're obviously going to split the armies shortly, and we still have to look out for when Scarbrand comes around, because I feel like he's going to bypass us and go for Lucchini in these territories. So we have to catch him before he does. Ah, there he is. Speak of the devil. Don't you die. Okay, no, he just failed. Still annoying. Alright, Scarby. Where will ye go? I would like to know. Oh, I should have also kept the Fey Enchantress in regular stance so we could teleport her to the quest battle, but we could do that after. Alright. Who else needs to move, if anybody? Henri, yes. I forgot about you, bud. And hey, you're nearly there. Looks like you'll miss out on the main fight by a couple turns only. Merovec, you've got places to be. Therese, you've got sort of places to be, in that you're going to move towards Alberic. Like so. And you have 2 paladins, Alberic. I think they're fine, though, so we're just gonna do this. Come on, full stack, please, for Albi. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna take all the Knights of the Realm. We're gonna give up all the non-Knights of the Realm, like so. And this way we have... Okay, some sort of miscalculation here. So we have 4 units. Oh, wait. 3 units remaining. There we go. Had to get that Damsel of Life in there. And then 3 units. Wondering which units. You know what? If we replace... Let's do this. Replace them with Foot Squires. So we'll do like that. Rather than keeping Knights Errant. This'll work. Alright, there we go. Just a pile of inside. Why are these Knights of the Realm... Man, this is gonna bother me that the heroism types, but whatever. You can have heroism of Indomitable as well. And then we'll replace these 4 with Foot Squires. Oh, we'll need some trebuchets in here as well. Probably. Yeah, because this isn't gonna be an all-mounted Knight's armor. These are gonna be Foot Knights. And if they don't work in replays, we'll just get more Foot Squires, because Alberic buffs them by an okay amount. Obviously not nearly as much as he buffs the Knights of the Realm, especially with the reduction in cost. How much are they? 225 versus 31. Damn, Foot Squires are cheap. Although that's because of the buffs that we we currently have. But yeah, if we could keep them at this rate, every army could just have basically all Foot Squires if we wanted it. That is something to think about, but anyway. Alberic, you're good. Therese, I guess you're gonna leech XP, so stay around here. We'll probably make a secondary army out of your forces over time. Avril Mercier, you, our previous recruiter, I wanted to get you Foot Squires, but we're not recruiting them at 3,200 apiece, so I think we're gonna have to wait until we get more capacities. which is going to take some time as well. Okie dokie, and I believe that's a building to do, and then we go in turn, and then watch that endgame scenario activate. Alright, Massive Orcal, yes, you've switched, good. Estalia, you're up next. We'll start with Magritta, as it is critical to do so, and then let's get the fields at Tobaro. Jisoro Gap continue to be ignored. Bilbali. Yes, build that water wheel, please, and Pirates Current, Sartosa, upgrade yourself as well. Nice. And then... we're still probably okay. I was about to say we should maybe save some money by switching you back to Realm of Chivalry, but we can do it after as well. Alrighty, lastly, Diplomacy. Exiles of Nehekar. Oh, they're at war with Daughters of the Forest, Nagaroth, and Avalorn. Yeah, we probably should keep it unfriendly with them. Oh, wow, look at that. Western provinces are nearly dead. They are fighting Yusak, Dim Sons, Puppets of Misrule, Clan Eshin, the Blessed Dread, and the War Host of Jar. Oh, wow, yeah, they're getting absolutely crushed. They're allied with the northern provinces, who are an undiscovered faction. I wonder if they're still strong, or whether Cathay is going to get destroyed. Well, it looks like the Jade Court aren't. Well, actually, they're doing reasonably well, at least out here. And they may be able to crush the lizards, in which case, perhaps, we'll ally with the Jade Court instead. Interesting. Interesting stuff. Anyway, skip outpost availables, and I guess it's time to end the turn. Green Knightless though we may be. Alright, wait, you're in position, everybody's in position, or at least everybody that can or needs to be is in position. Away we go. Oh, is that an Exiles of Nehek army? Why the heck are they all, why Nehek are they all out here? That's interesting. Cetra, you want a defensive alliance, Cetra. Cetra. How do the other factions near you feel about you? I don't like you a crazy amount, but... maybe. Maybe we keep it friendly with Cetra. I wonder if the revival of the Vamps is actually going to attack them. What if they don't? I mean, we would make better use of Cetra's territory, but on the other hand, I would like some of their units. Screw it, we're gonna try this. I hope this doesn't come back to bite us. Alright, Cetra. If nothing else, I would imagine that the Oracles of Tzeentch are probably going to start fighting Cetra, which means, by proxy, the Oracles of Tzeentch will start annoying us, and they'll probably use their abilities to annoy us more than they will Cetra or other enemies. Anyway, Vampiric Ascension, the endgame is here. Death and decay taint the winds of magic as a bitter feud breaks out among the vampires, with every major Lord of the Night claiming Neferata's legacy. Now they can only be stopped by capturing all the major sites of power and putting an end to their dark rituals. See to it. Alrighty. Now, obviously, this is a... well, we're not at turn 100, so they're not going to spawn a billion armies. The interesting aspect of this... yeah, campaign victory if you kill them all. The interesting aspect of this one... ooh, I like that they spawned away from each other. Enable us to attack them individually. That's... oh my lord, that's a lot of armor piercing needed. Yikes, that's a iffy army. This one's more manageable. To some degree. And what do we have here? And I see the Red Duke isn't present. I mean, either one of these armies will be fine. Yeah, as I was saying, the interesting aspect won't be this in our territory. The interesting aspect will be this in the already strong Sylvania territory, and to some degree this in the Khemri's territory, and it looks like they are indeed at war, so enjoy that, Cetra, or don't. We'll see. We'll see. We'll probably send Raponce down there to help you after we take all this. Anyway, let's start on the first endgame battle here, as we are running out of time. Do we want to have Louen fight, or do we want to have Adelard do this? Well, Adelard's difficult, or the difficulty of the battle will probably be, well, more difficult, but I think Louen, as the leader of the faction, deserves to start. Let's also upgrade you guys. Man, hard to say whether Heroism of Indomitable or Negation would be better for you. Pegasus Knights. Negation is really nice, and the immunity to contact effects. At the same time, they do seem to lose a lot of health a lot, so the Indomitable would be active a decent amount of the time. I still feel like negation might be better off. Once again, there's some really nasty contact effects available in SFO, so yeah. Negation, and negation, and a negation. Lovely. Lovely, and obviously these guys are actually all going to get replaced from Louen's army. Maybe -2 for the Royal Pegasus Knights and the Hippogriff Knights, whereas these guys are going to go to our all-flyer army, which we have yet to build. Anyway, time to get going. Let's start on it doesn't matter who, but you have a lot of Graveguard. You have less Graveguard. I think this one will be more tough, so we'll do this one. Do we want to reduce the amount of XP that we get from this? I'm not sure that we need to. I mean, then again, it's only 10%. It's not that much. On the other hand, we need to level up some of our new units, and then, just go like this. It's fine. It's fine, I think. Oh. 55 melee attack. That's a little low. Away we go. And we have the War Banner, which I believe was on one of the previous nights. A little bit of extra weapon strength on... I'm gonna say... you. Yeah, damn, these guys hit hard. 89 weapon strength. That ain't bad. And that ain't bad at all. But we should be fine. Away we go.
By the lady!
Alrighty, here we go. Louen will go first, and we're going to get a pretty much open field battle with a few little copses of trees in the middle for our first fight for this endgame scenario. And glorious. And of course, while this is quote-unquote the endgame scenario, this doesn't mean that the campaign is over just because we destroy the Barrow Legion and Mousillon. Again, we'll have other things to do and to kill and other armies to build and composition to try out. There's still definitely a bunch of different things I want to do with Bretonnia. Anyway, here we go. We have our newly acquired Pegasus Knights, and I think I'll name them either after this battle, if I remember, or at the start of next episode, as I do once again have plenty of names suggested for the different types of Pegasus Knights. Anyway, these guys are pretty fantastic at establishing air superiority, so we're going to go send them in to hunt down the enemy Vargeists and the enemy Terrorgeists, or Terrorgeist singular, led by our paladins. Looks like Matthias the follower as always is sticking together with Louen, while Gaston of Couronne and Sir Algor are going to duel the Terrorgeist up in the sky, and King Louen wants to kill the enemy lord as well, and being a master necromancer on a corpse cart, he has absolutely no chance here. I think it's more interesting to watch the Pegasus Knights hit those poor units of Vargeists, and we've seen in that sort of Rohan-like battle before that a single unit of Pegasus Knights can rip a unit of Vargeists apart, so I expect it to be no different here. While we establish air superiority, we establish ground superiority, as well as the questing knights charge on through the enemy ranks of Graveguard, and primarily Graveguard with great weapons by the looks of it, so we will have to watch out about getting ourselves into protracted combat, as the armor piercing will certainly dish out the damage. Louen's lines in the center as always, heading to their lord, and followed by the matching set of questing knights. I still love the fact that these guys match. Really wish we could use the barding like that across our entire army, but anyway. Too bad they never added like a army customization sort of screen or ability. Yeah, I know, feature creep always, but lots of Warhammer games have them, like the ability to paint your army in game and whatnot, so it would be nice. And I know I've said this before, but it's just something that I would personally enjoy, even though I'm sure that lots of people wouldn't use such a thing. Anyway, we are well and stuck in now, fighting the enemy Graveguard together with enemy Crypt Horrors. This is a pretty fantastic combination as well. Crypt Horrors are a very, very good unit for the enemy, and the fact that these are great weapons once again mix as well. And I think with fighting the dead, the choosing of the immunity to contact effects on the Pegasus Knights, and probably Grail Knights and whatever, will be the right choice, because we'll just be able to use that contact immunity to not get annoyed by various types of effects like poison from the Cryptors or whatever else. I have such a healthy respect for the Overwhelm contact effect for the, well, at the very least the dinos that get it, the Arcs of Sotek. And I think a few other units have it as well. It's a scary, scary effect. Alrighty, well, regardless of the scariness of that effect, the effect that these guys have, not nearly as scary as the Knights have very well established superiority, ground and air alike, and it looks like the remnants of the enemy army are gonna get chased down and destroyed. Sad to see my favorite hex rates destroyed as well, but oh well. You're still my favorite units in the game. Alrighty, kind of makes me want to play Mousillon, but anyway, decisive victory for us to start this off, and easy enough. I will also probably, for the next campaign, adjust the endgame scenario down even further. I was expecting it to activate about 10 turns, or at the very least 5 turns earlier than this, but it rolled to the maximum in its randomness, and I kind of don't like that. Considering this is the first time that I've done an endgame scenario that wasn't at turn 100 with 150% strength. Yeah, next time I'll try to turn maybe 40, which will then hopefully activate, well, which will then activate by turn 50, or maybe even earlier than that. I guess depending on the faction and which particular endgame scenario. There will be further adjustments to be made, but I still am of the opinion that it isn't really the endgame scenarios which carry the most interesting aspects of the late game of these campaigns. Anyway, I digress today a lot, so no more of that. Alright, very nice. No problem at all. And I'd like to ransom those captives, but not at the cost of a debuff that we don't know about. Alright, so kill them off and the army will back away due to the dead rise, but we'll simply follow them up. And I was just talking about how many of the weapons we kept getting, and we just got another weapon. Vagabond, another student, and another student as well. Louen follow up and hit Jerome again with a quick little auto-resolve. Watch us do more damage to our army than the previous battle. And get execute captives again. How long do we have this for now? 9 turns. Not too bad, not too bad. Dauntless. Too bad we don't have Bloody. Should just give him a pile of peasants and auto-resolve it a bunch of times so he loses them all, so that he gets the Bloody buff, which is pretty darn nice. Anyway, we do have more of these guys to fight, but of course we'll save them for next episode. I think I'll try to do all 3 of these battles in next episode if I can manage, as that would be pretty ideal. Alright, and it's not like we can really avoid doing them, so yeah. Anyway, let's build whatever buildings we have and just complete whatever admin we have remaining this episode. And ooh, lots of tier 4s coming up, and that's gonna be good. Miragliano, you're good as well, so let's get you that port to the defenses, which, well, for now are going to definitely be necessary. Do we want to get anything? Well, we should probably just still do the windmill. And frankly, regardless of the other stuff, we're probably still better off going for a medicine thing, just for the additional growth for now. Of course, it'll change later on, but for now it'll be great. The other option would be to get additional damsel capacity via Cathedral of the Lady. Let me just check here. What's our current damsel capacity at? Yeah, we got 1 extra, and we need that 1 extra of beasts to get into Rapunzel's army, so we do need one of these, but at the same time we could build them in minor settlements. We don't have to use a major settlement for this unless we want the additional stuff here. I guess the question is really going to be, do we have room? If we build one of these royal menageries here, which we will, And we'll still probably want the tap room. Now, you know, let's start with the tap room. It's still going to be necessary. We want one basically everywhere after all. And I believe that, oh no, Estelia, you've got another farm ready to go. And Gisoro Gap, I will still continue to ignore you. Alright, well, with that, I think I'm going to call the episode here on you will, oh, we could temporarily get you into Adelard's army. I guess we just need to delete something from his army. We could do lose one of the other mounted yeomen, and then, oh no, but never mind, I lied. He wouldn't be able to get close enough to be able to fight both of these guys. Maybe one of them. But he'd basically run out of movement. Yeah. Unfortunate, but not a big deal. Anyway, next time we will have Adelard fight Sigwald and Wallach, and we'll have Louen fight Forb, and then do whatever else needs to be done. In between that time, a battle-heavy episode, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.